The heat is on as you see the starting lineups for the Knicks. No changes from game one. Larry Johnson, Chris Mills are the forwards. Charles Oakley again at center. Ward and Houston the guards. Dan Marley again will start at forward with P.J. Brown. Alonzo Mourning in the middle. Tim Hardaway and Vashon Leonard at the guards for Miami. 16 years Pat Riley a head coach. 16 years in the playoffs. And his team was ready to play in game one. Jeff Van Gundy not happy with his team's performance in game one. Van Gundy, of course, an assistant under Riley for 4 years back in New York. Knicks 7 straight road losses, ended the regular season with 6 in a row. And the opening round game here, they have not been a good road team all season long. Some close calls here in Miami, but they've not been able to come up with a win.
Well, Pat Riley is worried about the predictable letdown after a relatively easy 15-point win in game one. And Pat Riley also realizes how tough it's going to be going back to Madison Square Garden.
Officials on hand. Joe Crawford, Louis Grillo, and Bernie Fryer. Crawford, many believe, the best in the NBA. Not a surprise that he's working today's game.
He drew the short straw as far as people expecting all the extracurriculars that people were predicting going into this series.
Hardaway misses his first shot in late game one, where he set the tone immediately by nailing a 3 to start it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the Knicks try to do to try to free up Allan Houston. Off the bat, we see him on the opposite side of the floor.
Mills against Leonard does not get the roll. P.J. Brown tips it away. That's one mismatch the Knicks feel they have with Marley gone in Houston. Mills has had Leonard on him, and a foul called on Charlie Ward. First foul on Ward. With the difficult task regarding Tim Hardaway, he'll have out Chris Childs and Starks off the bench.
There, the fall down by Charlie Ward. I guess that line jumped up and grabbed his foot.
Warning with a little tap on the back of the head after the play. Leonard makes his move. Knicks get help. Oakley the block, but a foul. And Vashon Leonard will go to the free throw line. Leonard with 10 points in game one. Shot just 3 of 8 from the field. He has struggled at times against the Knicks. Houston picks up the foul. That's his first.
Well, when Vashon Leonard first came on the scene under Pat Riley, strictly a perimeter shooter. He is a very good three-point shooter at 40%, but what Pat Riley and his coaching staff have worked with Vashon on is driving the ball more to the basket and get to the foul line and take so much pressure off that outside shot.
You see Leonard during the regular season, 12.5 per game, but under 8 per game against the Knicks, including shooting under 30%. Leonard did not play down the stretch in game one because Eric Murdoch was so effective off the bench. First 2 points of the game from the line. Again, many expect the Knicks to come out much more physical here in game two. The players and the coaches saying that will be the case. Johnson against Brown. Larry Johnson with a first field goal.
A nice little wrinkle there with Allan Houston setting the back pick for Larry Johnson, making it a little bit difficult for the defense to react, see who they want to stay with. It's, Larry Johnson got off to a good start in game one.
Tied at 2, 90 seconds into it. Mourning against Oakley forces him out. Houston trying to help out on the boards. Ward picks up the errant ball.
And the no double team, that is key for New York. They can't get their defense broken down.
Beautiful block by Mourning. Knicks set up a nice give and go, but Mourning right there with the help defense. Knicks and Heat even at 2. They lob it down low. Ward helping out, knocks it away.
The front of the post, key for New York's defense. Miami likes to do the same thing at their end.
Houston with the left hand, getting by Leonard. That time Vashon Leonard on him, and that's the first lead for the Knicks in the series. Mourning quickly ties it up. The Heat led from wire to wire in game one, leading by as many as 24. And the brief 4-2 lead, the first taste of a lead for the Knicks.
That's a key part of the Miami attack. Quickly react after a score with Alonzo Mourning sprinting right down the middle of the floor. And so far, Charles Oakley is protecting himself. He's had a couple of opportunities to foul Alonzo Mourning hard and hasn't done it.
Johnson against Brown. Larry Johnson effective in game one. The fall away. Johnson had 21 points on 8 of 14 shooting. Really the Knicks' lone post threat without Patrick Ewing. Hardaway, P.J. Brown misfires. Knicks lead it 6-4, nearly 3 minutes gone by. Houston trying to get on track, and a foul on Leonard.
Well, Alonzo Mourning without really low post defensive responsibilities, because Charles Oakley normally likes to play out on the perimeter, kind of laying back in the lane there, just waiting for Charlie Ward's weak attempt at the layup.
Mourning, one of the best shot blockers in the league. Oakley fires away. Charles Oakley, he only had one field goal in 40 minutes in game one, and gives the Knicks an 8-4 lead here. P.J. Brown. Heat missing early. They're 1 of 5 from the field to start. Knicks, meanwhile, have hit 4 of their first 6. Allan Houston set up nicely. Hardaway on the board.
Well, the Knicks are kind of going to try to push the ball as much as possible, get some good looks early in transition so they don't have to set up against the very tough half-court defense of the Heat.
Oakley goes up to help, and Mourning goes right by him. Alonzo Mourning off to a good start. He's got 4 points. Knicks with a 2-point advantage.
Well, Mike, I really expected the Knicks to be much more physical with Alonzo Mourning when he is attempting shots or layups close to the basket. He is a very shaky free throw shooter, yet the Knicks have been very soft defensively on him in the early going.
3-on-2 break. Leonard sets up for 3. Vashawn Leonard from downtown. The Heat back up by 1. The 3-point disparity, as we spoke of earlier, Matt, enormous. The Heat outscoring the Knicks from 3-point range 33-3 in game 1.
Well, it's such a big part of the Heat's attack. Ironically enough, the Knicks are one of the best teams in the league, actually second in defending 3-point shots, but it's tough to find people in transition. They're Oakley going for that little pump fake, and Alonzo Mourning really improving his ability to put the ball on the floor. And Vashawn Leonard doing a nice job trailing in transition, because good transition defense dictates that you get back into the lane and then fan out. But it opens up a lot of good looks at the 3.
That last foul on Marley, his first. Hard to believe Marley is playing with a hernia the way he played defensively the other night. Allan Houston, nice move. Marley looks like he's really limping right now. He is really struggling. You see him into your picture now.
And it happened a couple of times in game 1, and somehow or other, he's able to dig down deep and fight through this, but Pat Riley's going to get him out of there right now.
He's in a lot of pain. And here's where it happened. Houston making the move.
Quick first step. So hard defensively to bend your knees and make that quick movement. Offensively, of course, you know where you're going. You're not going to make any unusual steps. But defensively, when you have to react to a quick offensive move by your opponent, that's when you get yourself in trouble. And Marley did.
He's going back to the locker room. Leonard hits his second straight jumper. So Marley goes back. 7-0 run now by the Heat. They lead at 11-8. You asked Tim Hardaway, who's the unsung hero in this team. Marley's the first name he mentions. Mills underneath, not expecting a double team, has to kick it out. Charles Oakley. And Oakley finding his jumper in the early going.
And Oakley will get plenty of those opportunities, because until he makes a punch, Alonzo Mourning is going to camp out in the lane.
3-pointer off the mark. Knicks come the other way. Knicks have struggled to shoot even 40% against the Heat during the regular season and in the first round, as Houston draws another foul. And that's a key for him, Matt. Houston needs to drive, try and get himself going. Timeout called. Knicks down by 1, 6